I'm not sure when I first heard about love languages. I must have been in my early or mid 20s.
Yeah. We are talking about love languages, and that's a conversation that I think many of us probably at one point
Have had.
or have talked about or have discussed. So I'm curious, when was the first time you heard about love languages, and when did you discover what your love language was, if you do know?
I'm not sure when I first heard about love languages. I must have been in my early or mid 20s.
Yeah.
When I first heard about it. And I remember the first time I read through it, I was like, this is very limiting, because I'm sure so many other love languages have come up since then.
Yeah.
I didn't see myself identifying with most of them. It just felt too restrictive.
Exactly.
I still feel that way.
Yeah.
That there are way more love languages than that. We don't all necessarily fall within the five. However, when I first discovered love languages, my primary love language at the time was gifts, receiving gifts. That's how my receiving language. But the way that I communicated affection was one, gifts as well.
Yeah.
I've always spoken fluent gifts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love gifting people, especially, gifting is one of the big ways that I communicate my affection. But the other one was physical touch. I'm a very physical touch person. If I love you, you know it.
Yeah.
I like to touch. I like to, even with my friends, I like to hold hands. I like to, which is very strange because I'm also a very personal space person. Of course,
No, I tell you want to hold hands.
No, but when I love you,
there is that closeness that you want.
There are people that are allowed in my inner space, and the rest of you don't same So what about you?
I think the first time I heard about love languages was from church. We read the book, and we used to have an all women's gathering. It used to be called Soul Sisters, and they taught us about love languages, and that's when I also learned about temperaments the first time. So I think there was a book called The 5 Love Languages by Dr. Who. I forget his name, the guy who wrote it. So at that time when I did the test, my love language was words of affirmation and quality time. But also I think because I was young and insecure, maybe I needed a guy to affirm me, I don't know. But now, and then I feel like, as you've said, as I've grown older, I have struggled to, because I think they used to tell us that you have about 2 primary love languages and about a third, but you rank them. And I think as I've grown older, I have struggled. I feel like I find myself moving through all the languages based on different seasons of my life. So right now, if you ask me, I would say things like acts of service, but also because it's a season that I'm in, and then maybe of course quality time because probably it's long distance.
Those are 2 of mine also, acts of service and quality time.
Yeah, and at the same time I also find myself liking gifts. So I struggle to fit myself in just 4 or what. So I feel like, I think as you've said, it's restrictive, but also I feel like it has been a good guide, a loose guide to help us think about how to show affection and how to talk about affection.
Which is true. It's definitely been really helpful in that way, because it's also helped us recognize that the way that you communicate affection might not necessarily be the same how your partner likes to receive affection. For example, like I said, I know that I speak fluent gifts. Yeah. I speak fluent gifts and I speak fluent words of affirmation. Yeah. I will, cuss you up, whatever it is,
hype you and
you, whatever it is. Yeah. Yeah. But if that stuff doesn't mean anything to your partner, if they prefer physical touch and whatever, you need to put that into consideration. You can't, this is how I am.
Exactly.
Right? But babe, I buy you gifts. Yeah. Great. But maybe gifts are just another thing
to them,
right? Yeah. And it's given us a bit to think about.
Yeah. So in your current relationship, how has this, limiting as it is, and I really can't wait to see, maybe there's more research about to expand.
Like an update.
Yeah, an update. But in the meantime, the limiting understanding we have of love languages, how has that, for your partner, is that something like you've seen and identified, and how has it been helpful in connecting with them?
Yeah. So like I said, I speak fluent gifts. So every now and then, like the smile on his face.
Yeah.
When
He also like his,
yeah,
also
get
his
him,
gift.
His is definitely
Ah,
gift.
that's
Yeah,
nice.
his love language.
Yeah.
Is gift. But he also he also has other love languages. Let me put it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just seeing, it's really nice when you know that something makes your partner smile, and doing it for them, and seeing their response to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think one of my partner's love languages, even if it's not on the list, is cooking yummy food.
I think that falls within acts of service.
You could say.
Yeah.
Yeah. He loves it when he makes food and you enjoy it.
Like
he usually watches your face like this as you take the first bite. And
That's nice.
Yeah, it really brightens
his day.
Yeah.
That's great. I feel like for my partner, it's quite difficult to put him in one small box. I feel like he goes through because I realize it's also, he likes quality time. Like spending time with you, not necessarily just you alone, but you can be, he can be seeing you, you're doing your thing, but him feeling like he's part of your life. I also think he also likes acts of service. He enjoys seeing me like do stuff around the house. No, not that we don't have people who can help him do those things, but I think just the idea that I get out of my way, because he knows how much I hate house chores. So like when I cook something, he really enjoys it. So I don't know. I think that also falls under acts of service. But at the same time, he would rather spend time with you than having you doing these things. So it's quite, I really can't wait to see if there's like an updated list.
Yeah.
But also, how would it go? Like what other things would they include?
Do you know what? Speaking about the whole cooking thing, loves to see you cook whatever.
Yeah.
Sometimes I wonder if my partner does not rate my food. I don't mind though. But I have a small Okay. Anyway, but it's nice that it's nice. It's given us a rough patchwork. I mean, a rough guide on where to start from, because I don't know how our grandparents were grappling with making each other happy. I buy this woman gifts every day. I bring her gifts, but she's not happy. And yet what she wanted was for you to sit at home and let's have dinner together. Or what she wanted was for you to hold my hand once in a while. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
It must have been very confusing.
Have you experienced that in your modern day dating? Like, have you ever had a situation where there has been a mismatch in communication of love languages?
Yes.
Yeah.
And in the past, there was a relationship or two there where this person thought that all a woman needs to make her happy is gifts, right? So they say perfume, they say this and that and the other, and they're like, but I just want to spend time with you.
Yeah.
It would be nice. Love the perfume.
Yeah.
Love the gift.
Yeah.
But it would be nice to spend time with you. And sometimes, I was left feeling like, keep the perfume, but let's sit down and talk, and this made no sense to this human being, because for them, they were told women like things, women likes gifts. So, send and send perfume flowers.
Do you think that for most men, gifts as a love language is easy to speak because it's like,
it's just there?
Yeah, it's like low-hanging fruit.
Yeah, it's just there.
Yeah.
Although, if it's easy for some people. It's easy
because some men are stingy also.
Yes, some men are stingy, but some men might not necessarily have the means. Yeah. To gift like others. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so some people also, I know people for whom gifting has left like a bad taste in their mouth because they were gifting an ungrateful person, right? You buy her this, she doesn't want it. Why did you buy brown? I wanted black. Why did you spend the money on perfume? Why did you give me the 700,000? Yeah. Where where they've just kept getting it wrong to the extent that they've just decided that go buy your own stuff. Yeah. I've met several people, several adult males that just decided that women are impossible to please, I'm not even going to try. Go buy your own damn flowers.
Yeah, I know for my partner, he every time he buys me flowers, he's amazed at how exciting
The joy. It's the same
joy,
thing again and again.
Yeah, and then he keeps saying that in one of his past relationships, he even didn't know that flowers was a thing. Like the person never said, or it never came up. So he's like, can't imagine. I didn't even know that flowers would probably make her this happy.
Yeah. The thing is, it's not a one
size
fits all.
Yeah.
You remember when I posted that, when that clip of ours on TikTok about flowers, buy people flowers, and they're like, for me, I'd rather buy I don't know what, and I don't know what. But there were a few men in there again that said, there's one who said, I bought her flowers and she said I should have sent her airtime. Or another one said I bought her flowers and she called me and said, Kati, where is her data? You know what I mean? Like it's yeah.
oh my
God. It's not a one size fits all. So flowers make some of us really, really, really happy.
Yeah.
But there are people who are like, it's just flowers.
So how do you feel, for example, like, do you feel like the concept of love languages as limiting and as we hope to get like a broader list or a broader definition, how has it helped in your modern day communication with your partner? Is it easier? Like, has it given you like the language to speak your emotions and your expectations?
It takes away the guessing. One, it removes the guessing. That's one. Two, the fact that someone has taken the time to spell these things out for us, we have a starting point.
Exactly.
Right? So when you look at your partner, you have a starting point. You're not guessing from nowhere. How does he like to receive love?
Yeah,
we have a starting point. So you look critically at acts of service. Could it be this? Okay, maybe a bit, but not too much.
Yeah.
Could it be this? You know what I mean? It gives us somewhere to start from.
Yeah. I think I totally agree with you. I feel like having the language to discuss and to communicate, like, look, I love gifts, I love spending time with you, because most times people will lash out not because they don't like you, but because they don't know how the language to use,
because maybe the language they speak is not how
exactly.
Yeah, it's like someone speaking to you, complaining with you, abusing you in Chinese.
Exactly. You wouldn't know.
Does it mean anything to
nothing.
you? It's just a sound, tap, whatever it is,
yeah,
right? Versus someone abusing you in a language you understand.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And also I find that love language also translate beyond just intimate relationships. It also goes into friendships, workspaces, because there's people who you see, these ones like to be hyped. Words of affirmation is their thing. So you just, that is how, like, one of our chefs where I used to live, he enjoys, like, words of affirmation is his thing. When he cooks, the food was nice. Thank you so much. Like, he literally wants to even go back in the kitchen and cook some more food. You get. So it's just, I think it has really given us the language to speak. And as much as we hope one day we get a broader version, but for now,
it works.
For now,
I think it's done more good than harm.
Yeah. For now, it's working. It works. It's not perfect. So it's not exhaustive, but it's a starting point. Yeah. So, what would how can someone educate? What resources have you used to educate yourself on love languages and recommendations to your people?
The internet, I would say the internet.
Yeah.
Usually when you start a new relationship, the first thing you do is send the link,
the test,
so that you do the test, because it also helps you remember. Oh my gosh. I'm always very surprised every time I take that test.
Yeah.
I'm always very surprised by the result.
Yeah.
I'm like, when did this become the highest?
Exactly.
Because it's also a reminder to us that we are changing beings. It's not always the same. It's not one way, you know. Yeah, so I would say just take the test. Yeah. Encourage your partner to take the test, because the test also comes with a write-up.
Yeah.
A lengthy write-up, because some of them might be hearing about this concept for the first time.
I think most men.
A lot of men will be hearing about this for the first time. So it just helps them also get those write-ups give them a brief of what this is about. It also opens up that conversation where you can have this conversation with them. This is mine, this is, it helps you. It gives you a starting
Totally. I totally agree. I think, as you said, you can, read the books, do some research, take the tests. But also, I think it's just good to know that it is a guide. It's not exhaustive. It's not a box. You should box yourself and say, for me, it is love. It is gifts. Nothing beyond. Just be open to knowing that there is more as you explore and as you change and you grow together. So, but it is a very good guide in terms of loving on each other and appreciating each other. So,
I would also recommend that people do personality tests.
Yes, the personality test,
temperament tests, all of these things that take you inside to really understand some of these whys and also share them.
Exactly.
So that even the other person, because it doesn't stop at just you understanding your whys and understanding yourself. Share that.
Yeah.
Because it takes away some of that guesswork. Men are not mind readers.
Neither are
women.
Women
are not mind readers. People
take it
are
out.
not mind readers. So if you find this information, valuable, which it is, share with your friends. Share with your relatives, your siblings. Share with your significant others.
That's true. That's very true. So I think that this really brings us to an end, and I hope that you found this episode really helpful. We'll probably try to put some links in the description box on the different tests that we've done and we found helpful. Do share this information with anyone. Please, guys, men and women are no one is an angel. No one is reading your mind. Take that out of the relationship.
Help as much as you can. Demystify as much as you can.
Help your partner love you better. Help them love you better. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please do click like, do subscribe, and leave us a comment below. What stands out for you? What's your love language? And how can we, as in this zone, serve you better? Thank you so much.
Share this with someone who will benefit from the conversation.
Definitely.
And leave us a comment.
Let us know your thoughts. Let
us know your love language, and come back.
Come back.
Okay.
Bye.